I'm so happy that we have people in the room who agree, and that's what this is all about. Women empowering women. So, without much ado, I'm going to call on a lovely, lovely lady to come and engage us. I'm not going to time her like I was timing everybody else, because she's got a lot to give us. I want us all to listen carefully, and please take something from Dr. Penny Asomuyi. Okay, louder, please, women, louder.
Thank you, everyone. Ladies, do we really know who we are? Do we know our values? Can we clap for ourselves? Let's give ourselves a clap. You see, I have this slide here that shows what we do, and this is just a fraction of what we do. We're in the office, we're juggling things together, we're the parents, we're the wives, we are everything. And the saying goes that train a woman and you train a nation. And that's so true for everyone. Now, my name is Dr. Penny Asomuyi. It's a PhD. My PhD is in diabetes management. Okay. I'm going to talk about health because the stakes are high for women when it comes to health. We don't really know. Let me start from before I go into the slides quickly, let me start from when we're young. You see, we're young, we rely on our parents. Whatever they tell us, whatever they pass on to us, it's what we go on to pass on to our children. And then it goes on and on like that. The boy child, the girl child, we nurture them. We feed them what we know. We tell them, we provide an environment for them that is part of their nurturing. But all this goes to determine what their health will be in later life. For example, a quick one. I have a friend who called me last night, and she told me her daughter started a period at 9 years old. That's a red flag. But if we don't know, we don't know. Starting the period very early is very common, but it's still a red flag. Now, 2 years after the period, she started having these serious period pains. That's another red flag. You see, it's very serious that she won't go to school for 3 days. You see, something is building up there. We women need to be very aware. It's not just that we're bringing people out, we're carers, we're caregivers. We give care to children, we give even to the men. The men don't even bother to go for checkups, they don't do anything. But when the problem starts, we're the ones to look after them. So we women, what are we doing to ourselves? Before you can help somebody, you need to help yourself. We need to be able to plan in such a way that we are helping ourselves and we're passing it on. Now, everything I'm saying is going to be evidence-based because I'm a public health person. My master's in public health. So I look at evidence. The evidence now is that the young people are dying. They're getting sick, they're dying. More cancers in young people, especially colon cancer. Why is this happening? And these people are sisters, our mothers, our children. Let's teach them. Let's do something ourselves and be a good example to them. Now, women, the power that we have is such that when we're bringing up our children, we're giving them what to eat, we're showing them the way. They will grow up with it. I have 2 daughters. I brought them up. Of course, in the past, there were times that I didn't know. When you don't know, you don't know. But once you know, but I want women to learn. I want them to, to leave their comfort zone. Know about things. Make research. Want to learn. It's not only that we, about our jobs and about that. Look at yourself. Call yourself. Tap yourself and say, okay, let's talk. what am I doing right and what am I doing wrong? Am I where I should be? Is my health where it should be? I'm sure all of us sitting down here, we have our faces shining and everything. There's so many things going on inside that we can't even tell. Sometimes we can't even tell anyone. But you need to talk to yourself. You need to evaluate your health from time to time. You need to do at least 4 detox in a year. I'm so happy there are people from Ayurveda here. I love Ayurveda. I do Ayurveda, I do Chinese medicine, I do everything that works. And I do mostly natural. I'm closer to 70, but I make sure that I'm make sure that I strive, and I want us women. Because look, if any of us is sick here today, are we going to be here? No. If people are sick, they can't. People, when they're sick, they're just praying to either survive or once they get better, they're going to do better. So now let's look at things, the power of the woman. The men, they don't care so much about health. They just do their own thing. They're very busy with business and things like that. But we women are the ones. When you are, maybe now that we're all grown up, we have children, let's start helping them. If somebody is going to get pregnant, you must prepare for it. Unless that pregnancy is just by accident. Honestly, prepare for it. You know why? Because there are things going on. I don't think many people in this room really know how bad everything is now. The environment is so toxic. The food is extremely bad. The soil is depleted. They're sprayed with glyphosate. And these things they affect us more than even the men because of our hormones that go up and down. So we need to be mindful of what we're putting on the table, and we're the ones who can do it. I know people are doing feminism and everything, but come to think of it, more, kitchen work is still done by women. Putting food together, and you need to look after your children anyway, and you need to get them the best of what. Even children, you can help them to be more brilliant. Do you know that? There are things you can give them, and they will perform even better in school. So you just need to know. You need to learn about these things. It's not enough that we put the children out there. We need to support them, and we're the women that can do it. And when you look at yourself, your pride is in what you brought up. Your pride is in your children. Your pride is in your home. We put the home together. I'm so proud of my children because I nurtured them, I put them on the right path, and they're following it. When my children got to the university, they called me, they said, "Mommy, it's too expensive to eat what you are telling us to eat." I said, "Don't worry, I'll subsidize it. But don't depart from it." We rarely go to the hospital because we are trying. We're not perfect. We are trying. And that's what I want everybody to do. Let's try. We're not perfect. But start teaching your children or your grandchildren about health. Because when the children go to school, we expect them to be good in maths, good in English, good in everything. And they're good at a very young age. They can learn 5, 6 languages at the same time, and they'll be fluent. If you expect them to know all that, you should be able to introduce health to the children. Sit down with them. Tell them why they're eating what they're eating. And tell them what that will translate into. So women, let's go to what we can take control of. We need to take control of our physical health, our mental health, and our emotional health. Because we as women, we are the ones that are impacted mostly by all this depression or whatever, There's more depression in women. I didn't tell you about myself. When I was in Nigeria, I studied education. I was an education person. Then I did a master's in international law and diplomacy, then public administration. When I got to this country, I decided to change my career. Around 50, going to 50 years, I went and did nursing, and I did mental health nursing. Because I wanted to get into health, and I wanted to help people. So I went there. After that, I went and did a master's in public health from the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine. So I did that, and I started helping people, doing community engagement, talking to women, talking to families, talking to everyone. My friends and families were tired of me because I was always talking about health. But because I know that health is everything. Health is everything. Anything can happen to anybody, or at least know that you tried your best. But people talk about things generally. They tell us that something will kill somebody. But you know what I tell people? That a lot of times it doesn't kill, it disables them. Do you know anyone who's had a stroke and for like 15, 20 years they're still alive? You see them, with their hand and legs just dragging it on. That's not a lie. There's something they call in public health. They deduct the life that you give wealth from the life that you give in pain. We don't want that. So with our mental health, we should look after our mental health. We should do self-care, a lot of self-care for us. And I'm going to talk about some natural products that you can use. It doesn't all have to be expensive. Because people say, I can't afford this, I can't afford that. It doesn't all have to be expensive. So let's look after our physical. In the morning when you wake up, let me start from that. When you wake up in the morning, you need to open your window first thing when you wake up. You need to look outside, even if it's winter, because there's some sunlight out there that when you put your face into that sunlight, there's something happening that you may not know. You are getting the melatonin that will help you to sleep at night. You're already getting it. If you live on the ground floor, go outside, barefooted, look up for 5 minutes, then come back in. You're preparing yourself for night. The circadian rhythm by nature has been programmed for us that when we face sunlight in the daytime, it's preparing us for night. But we've turned everything around. We've changed everything. Because we're working late into the night. Some people are doing night work, they're not sleeping, and then we mess everything up. And one good thing that I'll tell you quickly about night, about the sleep, because if you don't sleep well, you are just preparing yourself for problems later in life. No matter what, you're preparing yourself for problems. Because in the night, there's something called lymphatic system. That system happens that your brain is clear of all the debris in the day when you sleep and you sleep deeply. If you don't do it, or you don't get it that night, that's it. You're not getting it again. So if you keep on the cumulative effect of that, people will have dementia. And you know what? More women have dementia than men. You know why? It's to do with estrogen. When we reach menopause, our estrogen comes down. We have the power to do these things. Once we know, we start preparing ourselves. Prepare yourself before you get to menopause. That's it. You're going to get there. Start preparing your children before you get to menopause. And you don't suffer. I had very light menopause. Extremely light. And you know what? Once I drink a lot of water, that's it. Because long before menopause, I was preparing myself. I still have my bad things that I do, but there are certain things that I do. So please, physically, mentally, prepare yourself. When we have children, we have a lot of women have postnatal depression and things like that. Before they have children, help them. Boost their immunity, boost, the nutrients, and you will see a difference from somebody who prepares, and then when they're pregnant, you prepare them, and after the child, you prepare them. You see a mad difference. It's not magic. So we women need to be self-aware and be confident in anything we do. We should be able to walk into the room with our heads high because we're doing so much. We're doing so much. we're having a career, we're looking after children. It's just too much. Women, we even multitask a lot. And they're telling us now, science is telling us that too much multitasking is causing us some problems. So we need to sit back sometimes, and relax and enjoy things. Spoil yourself sometimes, Go on holidays. How many of us do that? We're just running after people, running after things. Go on holiday, do things. There's so many things that you can use. Who knows about moringa? You use it. Please do. Moringa is one of the best things I can do. Apart from the fact that it has chlorophyll.
What is that?
It's
Moringa.
when somebody we're the parents, we're the wives, we are everything. And the saying goes that train a woman and you train a nation. And the girl child, we nurture them. We feed them what we know. We tell them, we provide an environment for them that is part of their nurturing. But all this goes, and I do mostly natural. I'm closer to 70, but I make sure that I strive, and I want us women. Because look, if any of us is sick here today, you see, insulin resistance is the beginning of all problems too. You wouldn't know, it won't give you symptoms, but you've got to be careful with it. HbA1c, that's the one that determines if people have diabetes. The urine test, the thyroid function test, don't forget that. Thyroid is it's a problem for many of us. So please, I won't have much time now, but if you want to know more about anything, you can come and talk to me, and I'm sure at some point, but women, please, when you step out and you tell people, look, what's happening to you, and they tell you, I have this, and you say, this is what you must be suffering from. This is what you can do, this is what you can do. And that's the power of the woman, please. Thank you so much. I hope I haven't taken too much of your time.